Welcome to the Bridging the Generation podcast. I am your host, Malak Arif, and today I got another special treat for y'all. My next guest, straight out of Hell's Kitchen, is known for the hits. One, If I Could Take You Home, Let the Beat Hit Him, Head to Toe, All Cried Out, Lost in Emotion. I'm talking about hits galore. And when I mean hits, I'm talking about 20 top 10, and I'm talking about 5 number ones. So, with all that said, it is an honor and a pleasure to introduce R&B pioneer, pop pioneer, the one, the only, the beautiful Lisa. Let's go. Generation podcast. I'm your host, Malak Arif, and as you can see, my next guest, she needs no introduction. One of my favorite artists of all time. I mean, this is part of my childhood. This is part of my adult. Matter of fact, this is more part of my adulthood than my childhood because her music still is still prevalent. It's still relevant today. And again, we have the one, the only Miss Lisa of Cult Jam. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you? Blessings, everybody.
Words cannot explain how grateful I am to have you. I say that a lot, but this one is special. This one is special. So first of all, Lisa, I got to get this out the way. I know you have probably heard this a million times, but I don't care. I'm going to say it. Right. You look amazing.
Oh,
you look like you have that Benjamin Button disease.
Oh.
So I'm just trying to figure out, what fountain of youth do I need to go to, and because this is, you look amazing.
Drink lots of water. Every now and then some brown juice.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, especially right now with this COVID going on.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you're putting some good sustenance in your system.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that said, how have you been maintaining with all this going on with this whole COVID-19, this whole pandemic? What have you been doing to make sure that you are still sane and that you still, looking like, girl, you ain't got a trouble in the world?
You're funny. Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate all of that. I will take that. Thank you so much. But I am maintaining by being mama at home, of course. My kids got to go to school, and, that schooling thing is...
Don't remind me.
Most of the time, because it's like, oh my God. But we're still doing lots of things. We're doing a lot of virtual concerts, and I'm, talking to a lot of people and just keeping myself busy. I have a lot of good new stuff that's about to be, thrown out there. So yeah.
I'm excited. So, speaking of new stuff, I was on, because I follow you on Instagram, which I have been doing for a while, and I saw you with Snoop Dogg and MORE.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about this. Do we have a collaboration in the future, or was that just a fault? Talk about that. I had to ask.
Well, the first collabo is that I am now part of the Uncle Snoop's army, meaning Snoop Dogg is now my manager, along with Bobby D Presents and Tony Minaj. So there's a lot more than just a. Go ahead. Shout out to.
I just want to say shout out to Tony Minaj. That's all I want to say. Shout out to Tony.
That's it. Tony.
Shout out to Tony.
Yeah,
shout out to Tony. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, that's okay. But we've of course there's gonna be new music, so yeah, there will be. I'm putting it out there. There will be a collabo with Snoop, but there's a lot of things happening: music, uh, film, and a lot more. I have a boot line coming out, so look for that. There's a lot happening. We have so much, and we're jumping back on the tour thing, which is going to start hopefully by the middle of May.
No doubt, no doubt. Yes. Well, like I said, I'm a fan. So with all that said, I want to go back to the beginning. I want to go back to the beginning because a lot of people, you know, they don't know your story, and I'm not going to go through every detail, but let me just give the, you know, let's just give the fans a little background of who Lisa is. Now, through my research throughout the years, I know that you're originally from Hell's Kitchen.
Born and raised Midtown Manhattan, Hell's Kitchen, New York. Yeah.
And you're the youngest of 10 children.
Yes, I am.
So talk about that a little bit. How is it being from Hell's Kitchen and being the youngest of 10 children?
Well, you know, being the youngest of 10, that means that you always have to look out for your food because they're going to grab it if you leave it on the table. It was all about work. And I loved it all. Being raised by a single parent, my mom, rest her soul. She raised all 10 of us, 7 girls and 3 boys in Midtown Manhattan, Hell's Kitchen, New York. And we didn't have much, but we made the best of what we had. And I think that's what made me rich in my heart. And the fact that she raised us on music, everything that was done in my home with all of us, it was always done to music. So the fact that there was always either salsa or Motown or whatever was on the radio playing, that drove me in it.
Okay. Now, from what I've researched, you know, I read that your mom was very, very religious.
Very religious.
Very religious. So, you know, you mentioned, you just mentioned, you know, some of your, you know, your musical influence, salsa, a little bit of Motown. You know, what type of music did your mom, as far as bring to you, as far, you know, did she show you as far as, you know, just her experiences, you know?
Yeah, well, first of all, my mom was down. She was down with it. So, I mean, she was in love with Smokey Robinson. So, you know, she was down.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So we listened to everything. Stevie Wonder to Blue Magic. I could keep going. Martha and the Vandellas. We were raised on all of that. But then, of course, she's from Puerto Rico, so she had La Celia playing, Tito Puente, Jimmy Sabater, Joe Cuba. I could go on. So we had all of that playing. I mean, she raised us on music.
Tito Puente,
yeah. Rest his soul. Yes,
that's my guy. Hey, I had to mention him because I was just listening to some Tito. I was just listening to Tito earlier today, so I just had to.
I think everybody has heard Tito Puente.
Yeah. I love that last name. I love that last name. And by the way, Lisa, I don't know. I meant to mention this earlier, but me and you share the same birthday.
Do we?
Yep. January 15th. January 15th.
And
we share the same. We share.
Look at you.
Yeah. We share the same birthday. So my fellow Capricorn sister, you know, I just had to mention that. So look, I want to move forward. Here we go. Most of us know you as Lisa from Cult Jam. So with that being said, what was your breakthrough, you know, as far as becoming an artist, finding yourself? When did you realize, like, this is something not only that I love to do, but this is something that I'm pretty good at?
Well, I was 6 years old when I had my first solo in the church choir. And when I saw my mom crying, I said, this is what I want to do because I like that reaction. I was doing something right. So from then on, I just simply started sneaking out of the house and going to the little bar restaurants that always had, right on 9th Avenue, that always had a live band performing. And I would beg them to please let me sing. So they started letting me come and sing with them. I did standards, and I used to get paid like $15, $20 a night. And back then, that's a whole hell of a lot of money.
That was balling. That was balling back then.
Yeah, no, I knew when I was little that music was what I wanted to do. And I still to this day have that same feeling. Music is what I need to do.
It's therapeutic.
More than therapeutic. It's in my
More
blood
than,
flow.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So you know, one thing I love about you know, Lisa and Cold Jam, you guys were a very, very distinctive group. So talk about how, you know, how you guys, how Alex, you know, how Mike and Alex came together, and what was the initial vision of Lisa Cold Jam or Cold Jam, you know?
Well, in the very beginning, there was no thought of a cult jam, because what happened was is I was told by a friend to meet up with a friend of his that apparently at the time was a roadie for Full Force. So with him, we snuck into the fun house again.
Now let me stop you for a second. When you mean his, we talk about Alex or Mike?
Mike.
Okay. Sorry. There we go. There we go.
He was a roadie for Full Force. So I went to we snuck into the fun house, and my friend introduced me to him, and he asked me if I can sing, and I said yes. He says, all right, so then you need to be at this audition. And I went. I snuck out of school. I didn't go to school, got in trouble for that, and waited many hours to do this audition. So I went in there, and I remember I took the train by myself.
Okay.
To Church Ave, and went to the basement of a house.
Dedicated.
These 6 big dudes came out. I was like, I'm dead. Because they were scary. They were just real diesel. They were all. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and they were like, okay, can you sing something for me? And I did. And they said, here, take this cassette home with you, and we would like to record with you. And at that time, I didn't know what the hell recording was, because all I wanted to do was sing. The following week, I went to the recording studio, and that one night, we recorded I Wonder If I Take You Home and Can You Feel the Beat in one night.
Oh, man. No way.
Yeah, so when the thing is that
2 classic songs in one night.
Yes, sir. What happened was that Full Force was looking to do a female group, a girl group, like 3 girls, 4 girls, and they liked my voice, but they couldn't find other girls to blend with what they were wanting to do. So Mike, of course, since he brought me in, he always had this idea with his friend, whom he knew, of course, through the grapevine, because he used to be all over the place with Full Force. Mike knew Alex Mosley, Spanador. And he told Full Force, can we make it a group? You know, put Lisa, and Cult Jam. They had that name already, Cult Jam.
See, that was about to be my next question. I wanted to know about, you know, how did you guys come up with the name Cult Jam? But they already
Mike
had
that name. Mike already had that name and said, yeah, he had that name, and that's what he wanted to call it. So Full Force agreed, and here we are.
Okay. So I learned that, you know, you consider yourself a freestyle artist.
No, not me.
Now, so you don't consider yourself a freestyle artist?
I consider myself an artist. I don't like labels.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I appreciate the label thing, because to me, I love all kinds of music. But when we first started, it was we called it hip hop. You know, where the name freestyle came from was the fact that our music was what the freestyle dancers were dancing to. You know, the break dancers were in the street with the linoleum floors and shell top Adidas out there doing their break dancing. That's where I came in, freestyle.
Okay.
And because I was the first Latina, I appreciate everybody who gave me that title, but the first Latina to cross over, you know, they gave it that Latin freestyle name.
Right. See, I've never heard of that term up until like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
so, I always looked at you like an R&B / pop.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that's what I thought we were doing. That's what I know we did. We started R&B, hip hop.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. So look. So here we go. Let's fast forward. Here we is. It's 1984, 85. You guys signed to Columbia Records.
Wow.
Talk about what led to that signing with Columbia Records, and was what's the backstory about that whole signing?
Well, we were signed before that. We were signed to a very small label. It was called Personal Records, very small label. So what Personal Records did was they released I Wonder If I Take You Home on a compilation album. It was called Breaking. They released it on that overseas. Oh. Now, it took about a year and a half for it to be brought back here to the States. So I guess in between all of that, Full Force and our manager back in the day, Steve Salem, rest his soul, were still soliciting us as artists, and Columbia wanted to pick us up quickly, and that's what happened. The second that the DJs brought the record out here to the States, Columbia was like, we got to pick up on that, and that's how we got signed.
Okay. So let's go back a little bit. You guys, you come straight out the gate with I Wonder If I Could Take You Home. And you guys come right out of the gate, and you just mentioned that song was already out on a label prior to Columbia. So take me back to that the first time that the guys brought I Wonder If You Could Take Me Home to you. Talk about that. What did you think about that song, and did you ever think that it was going to become the classic that it is now?
I was a kid. I didn't know anything. All I wanted to do was sing, so I had no idea. That was one of the guys from Full Force was humming that, and he said, sing this, and they recorded it on a cassette, and that's the cassette they gave me, and they said, this is what you're going to come in with to the recording session. So that's how they bought that. They already had that done, so we went in there and did the song. What did I know about music? All I knew was that I wanted to sing.
You just wanted to sing.
Still, that's what I want to do.
I know that's right. So here we go. You guys released that self-titled project, and I noticed that's the only project I believe that has Lisa Colt Jam and Full Force on it.
Featuring Full Force. So what was it like? What was that like working with? Because they released the project around the same time. Yes. Because I believe they were signed with Columbia as well. They did after we signed. But, Full Force were already producing other artists like UTF and Real Roxanne and themselves. But my big brothers, there was 6 of them and the 2 guys from Culture. And so I had 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 of them, guiding me from the room, from the hotel to the venue on the stage, and then right back. And they would lock me in. So I wasn't doing anything. Mind you, when I first met Full Force, I was 13. Okay. So I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to do anything. When I went on the road with them the first time, my mother sent my oldest brother, whom did 3 tours in the Vietnam War. Okay. So that man was on the road with me. My brother, God bless you, he's still here with me. And I was being watched like a hawk. Yeah. So there was no fun. Lies. My fun was always on the stage. It was always the stage. The stage for me was my fun.
Okay, so let's talk about that first album, because that first album, it also has Let Me Feel the Beat and All Cried Out, which I swear that is the definitive version of all. No disrespect to Alour's version, because I love their the version that they have with 112, but talk about the making of All Cried Out and collaborating with with Full Force, and you guys singing that together. Whose idea? Whose idea was that for you guys to sing that together?
Again, that was B Fine of Full Force, who had a conversation, and this is what came up. Just imagine a guy, creating a song that had to do with a female's version of love. But what the hell did I know about, I Wonder If I Take You Home? And of course, All Cried Out.
Right.
It was a one-take vocal. We went in and recorded it. It was a one-take vocal, and I loved that song from Jump Street. And it took the record label forever to try to get it out there because, radios didn't want to play it. They were like, this is a hip hop group. We don't want to put a ballad on it, but we worked it. Let me tell you, it took us about 7.5 to 8 months to get that up there, to get the radio stations to play it. And once they started playing it, boom.
Because that was, I believe, that was the last single released on that album.
Yeah, on that first album, that was the third
First
one.
album. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
third single released. Yeah.
Okay. So just what was what was it like? Just that chemistry, working with these guys, because a lot of us we know them from working with other artists, but when we think of Full Force, it's almost synonymous with Lisa and Cult Jam, and and vice versa. So, what made you guys so special, especially on those first two projects?
It was the magic that we put out, together as at the time, and no doubt they're great writers, no doubt. So
Still right to this day.
It was a family thing. It was a family thing, and the fact that we just meshed really well. Really, really well. And when we went into the studio to record, they pulled out the best of me. So, I mean, wait till you hear the new stuff.
I know that's right. I know. Now, did your mom, being that your mom is very religious, did she approve of the music that was, that you was releasing?
Oh, listen, my mom, as religious as she was, and she ran the church choir, and I was always in it. She was the first one who told me, if this is what you want to do, you go ahead and do it.
Okay.
If I don't like something, I'm not gonna do it. I've always stuck by, by my beliefs and my love for music. I was young, female, Latina, from Hell's Kitchen. What the hell did I know? But the streets and my love for music. So whatever we put out was because we knew it was dope.
Hey, I swear, y'all was hitting on all cylinders during that period. Y'all, I swear. So, when did it hit you? Like, you guys are traveling all over the world. You got hits just coming nonstop. When did it hit you that I'm not just little Lisa Velez anymore? I'm a superstar, and we're superstars, and I'm a sex symbol. Like, because as a kid,
I ain't thinking that. I wasn't thinking that.
I'm just saying. All the brother was like, "Hey, Apollonia, that's my girlfriend. No, Lisa, that's my girlfriend." Like,
wow,
I'm that old.
I'm blushing.
Yeah, I'm that old.
I guess we all are.
I'm that young because you young yourself. So anyway, talk about that a little bit.
I'm very happy. So no worries.
Okay.
I think the one time that really hit me, that showed me that I did it. I'm here, was I always wanted to see my name up in lights since I was like in diapers. I've always wanted to see my name in lights, and it was the very first tour, and I remember I begged the bus driver. Our last stop on that tour was New York, and we were doing Radio City. So I begged the bus driver to stop in front of Radio City just so I can see. And I remember we were pulling in, it was late. We pulled up in front of the Radio City, and I saw the name scrolling. Ooh. And I was in tears. I got on my knees and I kissed the ground. Disgusting, but I kissed the ground. And I was like, damn it, I did it. I did it.
I've done that before. You're not the only one. When I came back from Iraq in 2003.
Wow, thank you.
Yes, no problem. You're welcome. When I came back from Iraq, I was so happy to be in the States that I literally kissed the ground after I got off the plane. So
God bless you. Thank you.
I know that feeling. So here we are. We moving into that second album. I mean, that album go platinum. A lot of people forget that album went platinum. The second album, which features one of my favorite songs by you guys, Someone to Love. What was the direction going into this second album? Because you guys came out of nowhere. Like, no one expected you guys to really just push through like that.
Well, I think where that album how that album came about, was everything we were going through on the road. And I remember a lot of that was being written on the road. Okay, because I remember the first album, we had 1 week to put that album out. So I remember, getting off a bus, running into a hotel room to shower real quick. 5 o'clock in the morning, I would want to go to sleep, and Full Force would be calling me on the phone. Oh, yo, you got to sing this song. And I'd be like, what? But let me tell you, it was the best because the experiences are all over that album. And Someone to Love Me for Me, which I co-wrote.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite Lisa Coach song my favorite
I
song by
appreciate
y'all.
you. Thank you so much. Was just basically a feeling of once you come off a stage and what's going on around you, and the fact that I remember one night I just sat there in the dressing room and looked around and was like, where am I?
Woo.
I'm a kid, you know. Where am I? And I missed home, and I missed my family, you know. So that came out.
Okay, I know that's right. I know that's right. Now that album also had Head to Toe, you know, another one of my sleeper songs, another one of my favorite sleeper songs, like Lost in Emotion, you know, and that album again that went platinum too as well.
It did. Head to
So
Toe and Lost in Emotion were number one.
Head to Toe
straight weeks, yes, across the board.
Talk about it, and not only that, but those were your first two number ones.
Yes, very first.
So, I mean, how did you like?
After those two went number one, then Take You Home came out again, and it went number one. Isn't that weird?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
It happened.
I had no idea.
I remember that. As a matter of fact, Head to Toe was one of the songs. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting out the shower. I want to go to sleep because I'm dead tired. And Full Force is on the phone. You got to sing this. And I'm like, what? And then he's singing on the phone. And I'm like, what the hell is that? But then he kept singing the hook. And I'm like, oh, I get it. So he was like, you got to come to my room right now so we could record it. And I ran into the room. And we had, like back then, it was crazy. The portable recording studios that we took with us, big machines. But we had them. And that's how that album was made on the road. And I remember we had to, when we got back home and they were like, we got to hurry up and, you know, get in there and master it and everything. Oh boy, that was a job.
Oh my goodness, man. I love that. Again, another classic album by you guys. And you know, what was the process like as far as, you know, you guys creating music? What was that like between you, Mike, Alex, and Full Force? Describe that a little bit.
It was a lot of conversations, a lot of talks that we had, and ideas that, you know, the guys had already and things that would just come to them. So a lot of that was created by, again, a conversation, you know. That process is always fun. And I love being in a studio recording. I do. But my most favorite place to be, and is the reason why I did all that, right, still will do all that, is to sing.
No doubt. Hey, that's what we love you for. And from listening to your last project on Mass Appeal, girl, you still got it.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah. That project is dope. I had to mention that before, you know.
That whole entire project was a creation of mine after having children and taking a minute from the music business. Not really a minute, I mean, because I was still on tour. I never stopped performing. I never, ever. People always ask me, well, what happened? I didn't stop performing. I was still performing, but maybe I wasn't in your face, but I was still on the road. But I took a minute from all the craziness to get all of that feeling out, you know, and I put together I think, really great producers. I mean, talk
about it. No, talk about it.
Myself. Well, you know, everybody that's on it. It's listen. It was to me, music should come from you. And it was Life and Love is an album of growing in the eyes of this public and in this business. You know, and it was a choice. Life and Love was my choice.
Now you didn't miss a beat. And one thing I can say about you, you're consistent. You may not have 20, 30 albums, but the music that you release, it hits.
You know, I appreciate you for that because a lot of people haven't heard that album.
I love that project.
Yeah, that album, Life and Love, and the album before that, LL77.
Oh, the first that was the first.
That was my
solo.
first single. My
First
solo album.
First solo album,
And
94.
That was with Skip to My Lou, you know, and I had really great producers on that as well. To me, music should come from experience, and it should just come from within you, and you should be able to put out what you feel. That's all me. You know, not people making me what they want me or putting music out that they want me to be doing. I put out me. So I hope you get that. I hope.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
The last two projects that you released, the last two albums, the last two Full Force album, I really love those projects, especially Jackie Wants to Be a Star.
Thank you. Oh,
and I'm upset because I have that on vinyl around here. That's why I'm looking around, because I have that. I have that album, and I have that single on vinyl. And I meant to have it right here. I'm so embarrassed because
that song was no doubt that song was a conversation, and it's basically about, you know, wanting to really do it badly and the things you got to go through, you know, and then the realization at the end, why, that kind of thing. That's what that song is about. Someone young getting into the business or trying to get into the business, and all the nooks and crannies and the waves that you got to, you know, get over or through. Let me tell you that's it's not easy.
They say it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
It is. And let me tell you, I wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a thing.
Okay.
All of that, exactly. All of that I've gone through and will go through, because I'm not done, made me who I am today. So I don't regret anything.
Okay. So, you know, me as a diehard Lisa Cult Jam fan, I have to get to this question. And I know you guys, you've been, again, it's another disclaimer, but because I know you've been asked this many times, but I just want to know what happened after that last album, Straight Out of Hell's Kitchen, because you arguably just had one of your biggest hits with let the
Music Factory.
Yes, David Cole. Let the beat hit him. Oh my God, that song. That wasn't a hit. That's what you call a smash.
Oh, well,
that was a smash in 91. So, you know, and the album was a really good album. So talk about, you know, that putting that particular project together, because I noticed one half is Full Force and the other half is the brothers from CNC Music Factory.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah. How did you put that together? How did that come together?
It was an opportunity. Okay, when we came up with we have to put the next album out. Let's get in there. And I said to Full Force, I want to work with other producers. And they were like, well, you know, let's see what other people come up with. And when CNC Factory came to me with that song, I said, this is who I want to work with. They were like, let's do it. Let's work with these groups. It was both of the producers, the producing teams, that decided they would do half and half, which was great, because you can hear the difference in production. You can, and it's dope. I think it's dope. But the fact that it's not about what happened, it's what I needed. Okay. Number one, what happened was that at that point, Columbia Records had just signed Mariah Carey, you know, and all of a sudden, after Let the Beat Hit 'Em came out, after that song hit it big, they shelved me. They put me on the shelf because they needed to work with her. And I was like, well, I don't want to get stuck here. So I went in there with Full Force and our lawyers, and I fought for them to release me. Please release me. And at that point, again, I said it before, I grew up in the eyes of the music public.
I was heartbroken.
I'm sorry.
I was heartbroken.
We severed ties amicably. Everything was wonderful. And they understood. It was a big crying session. But when I had the meeting with them, it was like, I need to grow. I want to do a solo album. I want to go out there and work with other people. I want to put my music out. And that's what happened. And they agreed with it. They were like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. And this is me.
Now, previously, did you ever think about having a solo career prior to this?
Listen, prior to all of this, I didn't know anything about career. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know how I was going to get it. But again, growing up in the eyes of this music public, I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? I love music so much, and I love what I do so much that I got to do it my way. So it's no disrespect to anybody. It's just got to be done my way.
Okay, because I just wanted to know that it wasn't no tension between, let me take that back. Not tension, creative differences.
Oh no, not at all. Foo Force, they did that thing, man. They were great and still are great producers. They write great songs.
That's an understatement. That is an understatement because you guys.
Yeah, no doubt. I give people credit when credit is due, and that's that's a given. But me, I have so much that I want to give.
Okay.
That I have, and I still have so much. I'm not up that ladder yet. Mm-hmm. There's so much that I still want to do and have to do that. I got to do it with me.
No doubt. Lisa's way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you released a solo project in 1994, which I love, the L7 project.
Thank you.
I love that album. You follow that up with a second project, and then you got into acting. Talk about that transition. From music to acting. Talk a little bit about that. What was that like?
Well, I majored in musical theater when I was in high school, so I wanted to put that to good use. Mind you, I started really, really early with the guys, so I did a lot of. I had tutors on the road with me and a lot of homeschooling because I was always on the road and stuff. But, as I got older, I majored in musical theater and I wanted to put that out there. I still do. So I just, told the agents, auditions. I want to do this. I want to do that. Let me audition for this. Lots of parts came to me and, I was able to do things that I truly love. So
your first to my knowledge, your first acting role was on the television show, the Nickelodeon show. Because I remember this. Tayana. Am I saying it right? Taina. I was close. Taina. And you played the character Gloria.
I played the mom on the show. I did.
You played the mom. You played her mom. So was fun. That show was very successful. So talk about that experience, your 2 seasons on that show. Talk a little bit about that.
What happened was that I remember I was going to an after party for a movie that I think it was a John Leguizamo movie that I was going to the after party. And as I'm walking in, I'm standing right behind my publicist and I hear him talking to somebody and I hear this woman say, "Where is Lisa? I'm looking for her." So I step to the side and I say, "Oh, I'm right here." What? And she goes, "I got a part for you." So she says, "Please come to my office." I think that was a Saturday night, and I don't know what day it was the following week. I had an appointment with her. I went up to her office, and I thought I was going to an audition. She says, "No, the part is yours. I wrote this, and I read the script, the pilot for it, and it was about a young girl from New York that wanted to be a star." And I was like, "Hey, that's my story."
I was just about to say that. It's a little similar to somebody I know.
Yeah. So she says, "Listen, the part is yours if you want it." And I immediately said yes. And the cast, we're still close. We still talk.
That's beautiful.
It was a great show. Really, really great show. And I really wish we didn't get canceled, but that's okay. Things happen. I think the reason why we got canceled was because, number one, the lead actress, Christina Vidal, she was moving on to, she was getting roles left and right. So, and then Nickelodeon was coming up with some other stuff and they wanted to put those parts out, those series out, and they left us, I can't even play it.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Nickelodeon. If you're watching, you need to bring us back.
Hey, the show was pretty good. Not only was the writing and the acting good, but the ratings for it to be a new show. The ratings was pretty good.
Yeah, the ratings were skyrocket.
The ratings really good. And both seasons.
Yes, and I don't understand why they didn't continue it. They should have continued it. But whatever.
Things happen. So here we are. Here we are. It's 2021, and you're still here. You're still giving us this great music. Like I said, you released your last project in 2009. What inspires you to continue to just release music and continue to bless us with this talent that that God has given you?
The fact that I still to this day love what I do. I love what I do. And if I have an opportunity to put more music out, I'm going to take that.
Okay.
I'm going to definitely take that. So that's what my inspiration is. My inspiration is that I hate pulling around. I have a great following. We have a great audience, and that audience is consistently asking, put music out, put new music out. We want to hear new music. So it's time. I think everything's all about timing, and it's time. It is time.
That's true. Now, you mentioned Snoop Dogg earlier, and a lot of hip hop artists have covered your songs. How do you feel about a lot of, as far as the hip hop community, continuing to pay homage to, what you guys brought forth in the culture? How do you feel about that?
I'm honored that you put me in the same sentence as hip hop, because hip hop is it.
Yeah,
it's me.
Wonder if I could take you home to B.I.G. and Aaliyah. They did that back in like 1995.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Let me tell you, I forgot all about that, and it popped up in my memories, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. And they did. A lot of people redid, my songs, and listen, to this day, I am honored, I'm humbled, and I thank them. The fact that they want to reach into my stuff and redo it, and they still think that it's, what's a good word to say that is still good today?
It's still relevant.
Relevant.
I said it. Who said that in the background? I said it.
You gotta understand, we're still in motion here. I'm in a production meeting. My people are all here, and we're putting the stuff together. We're still working, so.
No doubt.
Yell out hi, everybody. Yell hi.
What's up? Hey. It's all good. I'm just glad that you took time out of your busy schedule. Again, shout out to Tony again for connecting us. I had to shout her out.
I gotta tell you, Tony's been with me, and she's been my best friend for so many years.
Okay.
I met her when she was 17, and she scared the crap out of me when I saw her. But when that mouth opened and she sang, woof, she blew me out the water. And I was like, that's what I want that.
I've been checking Tony out on Instagram. She got something going too.
She's got a new album out now.
She got some music.
It's called The Quiet Side.
Yeah.
And y'all better download it. Yes. I have it on replay.
I know that's right. So who you listening to now, Lisa?
Besides Tony Minaj, I'm listening to I'm an R&B head, so I listen to old stuff, real old stuff.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but let me see. Who can I mention that you guys will know? I listen to Anthony Stone. I listen to Jill Scott. I listen to Maxwell. People like that.
If you look up on this wall, I got you talking about old. This is Ohio players right here. So
Ohio players.
Yeah. This is Tony Tone and. Yeah.
Oh my God! Look, check it out. You see, there's a reason why you pulled that out, because I've been calling on Raphael Sadiq, and I don't understand why. And I'm looking straight into the camera, bro. I love you, and everywhere I go, I mention your name.
Yeah.
And all I want to do is work with you. So bring it.
Hey, stop playing, Raphael. Stop playing around.
Right,
stop playing around.
That's how you do it. That's how
there
you
go.
Don't be scared.
Well,
I have been dying to work with him.
I interviewed Dwayne in a few weeks. So
did you?
I know. I interview him in a few weeks.
Oh,
okay. So maybe maybe I could put a little bug in his ear. I don't know how their relationship is, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. Cause that would be a dope
relationship is. Yeah, you get it in.
Yeah, because you never know. Yes. You never know. But what I know that you consistently give us great work. So you mentioned Raphael. What other artists would you like to work with?
Oh, I'm working with that artist that I have been dying my whole life to work with, and that's Tony. I know I'm blowing a lot of wind up that, but I love her. She's dope. She's dope. She's dope. I would love to work with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Huge fan. Now, Lisa, you know they're huge fans. You do know that, right?
What?
You do know they are huge fans because Jay-Z mentioned you in a song.
Oh, get out! When?
What's the song he says? Meet the Parents. It's the song called Meet the Parents, and he has this line where he say something like Lisa, wonder if I could take you home. The song is called Meet the Parents. Google it.
Hold on a second. You better write that down for me.
Oh, it's called Meet the Parents.
You're not Jay-Z.
It's on Jay-Z's Blueprint 2 album.
Blueprint 2 album. The
Blueprint 2 album. Meet the Parents. That's the name of the song.
Parents. I got you. Thank you so much. I love them.
And he mentioned you. So
oh my God, I'm excited.
Lisa, hold up, time out.
What?
We are all fans of you. You are Lisa, we love you.
Thank you.
It's not even just the music, it's your personality. Something about you have this energy that it just exudes through your music. I would just listen to, Feel the Beat, and that song sounds better. Like, I never realized how dope. I always thought it was a cute little song. But when I listen to it now, it just sounds so much fresher. And your music is so relevant. Like, talk to me. Talk a little bit about that. Like, how do you feel knowing that you have put out these classics and they're so timeless and we still love this music? It's almost as if it just was released yesterday.
See, my people know I don't, what do I say? I don't focus on any of that. So I try really hard not to, I don't know. I just listen. I appreciate music. I appreciate the fans. I appreciate you. And I do what I do because I love what I do.
Okay.
So when I hear other people redoing my music, we went through this earlier. I'm humbled. I thank you. The fact that they still remember it and they want to go there with it. I'm like, damn, wow, thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say. All right. I don't know.
So what? How are you so grounded? What allows you to be so grounded? I'm just curious because you seem so humble for somebody who have accomplished so much. When you in an era where you have artists who have accomplished 1/9 of what you accomplished, and they have these huge egos, but here you are, and you just have this humble demeanor. Talk about that a little bit. What keep you grounded?
My mom, she always kept me grounded because I would be on the road and come home and she's like, yeah, you got laundry to do. You do your homework.
You ain't no superstar.
You didn't play. And the fact that I'm a mom now and I got to train them to be, respectful to their, to adults and to learn the street code because, how we were brought up is so different now, way different now. Today is different. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. It's me.
It's a loaded question.
I'm the youngest of 10. Yeah. So I had to fight to make sure that they didn't take my food from the table. If I got up to go get water, that food was gonna be gone. So I, stay there, eat your food. You keep your manners and then take your plate to I don't know.
Okay. We'll talk. Well, look, we mentioned Snoop Dogg earlier. Talk about how you guys came together and now how you, Tony, like I said, Uncle Snoop. How did you guys come together now and now not just collaborating but working together? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, Unfortunately, my manager, who was my manager prior, she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. She's in a better place. She fought. But I remember a year before that, we were already putting names in place for who was going to take over the management thing. And I had those names in my head. Of course, Tony had to be there because, I just, listen, I know I blew a lot of wind up her ass, but I love you to death. And I wasn't going to make moves without you. But when she passed away, I got that phone call. Bobby D was like, let's do this. I was like, I'm going with Uncle Snoop, man. He is the man. He got it. He got me. He got what I wanted to do. They both did. And Tony always knew. So, together with them, me and Tony together with them, I think we're going to make magic. Y'all don't even know.
The dynamic duo.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I like y'all about to be know. I know that's right. So Lisa, with all that you've accomplished in your career, what are you most proud of?
The fact that I have all my teeth and they're all mine.
And they beautiful.
I'm still here. What?
I'm like, girl, you see all these celebrities with these veneers. I'm jealous. I'm like, girl, you got some good
teeth. Mine. All jokes aside, I'm just saying, I think that my best accomplishment besides my children, the fact that I stuck my ground and I didn't listen to a lot of this, and I still to this day am trying to master my craft and not allow anybody to take that from me. And I'm still here, and I have a great following, and because of them, I can still, through the grace of God, still make my livelihood through my music. So I think that's what it is.
Okay. Well, look, Lisa, I enjoyed having you here on the platform. I told you I wasn't going to keep you here all night. I could if I wanted to. I got like a million questions about specific songs.
Give me one more question. You got one more?
I can go on and on about these songs, but I know you're a busy woman and you're making your rounds. You got music coming out. I'm just honored to have you here on the platform and you guys taking time out of your busy schedule. I got to give back to the culture, just like you have sacrificed so much for people like myself.
Well, I want to say thank you to you because of people like you. We old schoolers still, have these platforms and can still be spoken of. So thank you for that.
I don't even consider you old school. I swear, I don't even consider because the music sounds so fresh.
I appreciate that, but I'm old school to the heart.
I know that's right. Well, look, Lisa, it's been an honor. You look amazing. I can't say that enough. And yes, I had the biggest crush on you when I was a kid, and so I'm not gonna ask you to sing a song or anything like that. If you could just do, all cried out, I will, just the first. If you could just give me like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, if you're up to it.
Look at his face.
If you're up to it.
Like I said, I love what I do, so no worries. Check it out. All alone on a Sunday morning, outside I see the rain is falling. Whoa.
I'm about to melt. I'm going through paralysis right now. Somebody pitched me. I'm dreaming. As you can see, she still look amazing and she still sounds phenomenal. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
We here at Bridging the Generation, we love you. We look forward. Talk about this new music before we get out of here. Just tell us one more time before you get out of here. You got anything else coming up?
We're putting music out right now. As a matter of fact, we put out a single simply because I needed to do it. And written and produced by Tony Minaj. It's called Rain, and it's on all platforms. Look for it. But we have new music coming out, and it's going to be dope.
I already know. Well, look, y'all watching Bridging the Generation podcast. I'm your host, Malak Arif. I got the lovely Miss Lisa and Coach Jam. Hey, she ain't missed a beat. And it's just been an honor to have you here on the platform. Maybe we can do this again in sometime in the future. Whenever you got some music, I would love it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Peace and be well, y'all.
All right. Take care. Love you. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right.